Professional wrestling is the one true sport. Other sports have their share of intense, dramatic moments, but nothing can compare with professional wrestling. Welcome to Wrestling History X, where three friends come together to talk about the stories behind the matches. I'm Matt.
And tonight, I'm Mikey, Shipwreck.
And I am a cruel intention.
Welcome to episode 352, Uncensored, 1999.
No rules, no mercy, no way out.
Ric Flair and Hollywood Hogan in a cage match to decide the future of WCW. Whoa. Wait, that's not Halloween Havoc?
No, it's not Halloween Havoc.
It might as well be because, baby, I'm scared.
This is the fifth Uncensored, produced by WCW. It would take place on March 14th, 1999, from the Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky, with an attendance of 15,930 people and a buy rate of 325,000.
Higher attendance, but a lower buy rate than last week.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, it's a bigger building.
Yeah.
And,
I think people may have remembered past Uncensored and been like, yeah, I'll wait for the recap.
Yeah.
It truly makes sense. Also, Super Brawl has a bit of a name.
Yeah.
Where Uncensored started bad, and has it ever gotten good? I guess we're here to find out.
Yep. This could be the one.
This could be the one. But we are in Louisville, Kentucky.
We are.
So Shane, did you do what you do?
Well, I tried to. We'll find out if I was successful or not. But yes, here we are. Back in Louisville. I don't know why I always say it like that, but I do.
Because they say it like that.
Yeah, I've watched too many shows where people are talking about, and it's typically like Springer back in the day or Maury or something, and people are talking about being from Louisville.
Yeah.
And they just like chew their tongue while they say it.
It's the same with Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore?
Yeah.
Okay, at first I thought you said Baltimore.
Well, you're supposed. I think they basically say Baltimore like Voldemort instead of Baltimore. They say Baltimore.
But yes, here we are back in Louisville, in Kentucky for the old Uncensored, and I did what I do, and I hopped on the old interwebs. Went to Google and what the hell is Kentucky famous for?
Fried chicken.
Yeah, you got fried chicken, you got derby pie, you got mint juleps. I think we've done a mint julep before.
We did.
We've done KFC. We've done...
Emo's Pizza.
Which one?
Emo's Pizza, I think.
Emo?
IMO? I don't know.
Oh,
we'll save it for later.
I thought you were talking like music.
No.
But yeah, we've had this ingredient before, but never this specific item. For that, I am talking about pimento cheese, because it's, even though Kentucky isn't really deep south, it's still considered south, even though it's kind of in the middle, which
it's the forgotten Midwest and South.
It's the south of the North, but the north of the South.
It's they say they share a certain kinship with us.
Yeah, but I looked up just some of the history of pimento cheese. Born in the North in the late 1890s, when processed food like cream cheese became available, but adapted and embraced by the South in the 1940s, pimento cheese is a fixture on Louisville menus. Every good Kentucky cook has their own version, and it's frequently paired on tables with its Louisville-born cousin, the Benedictine sandwich, which I almost went for that. I just didn't have enough time to
procure the items.
Yeah, procure the items and prep the cucumbers appropriately so that they weren't as watery, made for watery cream cheese. Today's version of pimento cheese are seen with mayonnaise or cream cheese, shredded cheese, pimentos, and various spices blended into either a smooth or chunky spread. It's most often served as a sandwich or on crackers, celery, or chips. I went a little different route with it today. One of the restaurants in our family of restaurants here in Oklahoma City is called Mexican Radio, and they do what they call the jalapeno pimento cheese empanadas. But they do it a little differently. They are dusted with Parmesan, and then they come with some honey on the side. It's good to either drizzle over the top or dip it. It sounds like a weird combo, but the creamy, the salty, the smooth texture, the sweetness of the honey mixed with the spice of the jalapeno, it all goes well together. Even on the menu it says, I know it sounds weird, but trust us. And yeah, it's just a different twist on pimento cheese. We've had it before where we've served it on toast points or with little cornichons.
I think we probably had it on a burger before.
Yes, we've had it on burger. I think I've bought just a little tub of it at one point, but I figured...
This show has made me a fan of pimento cheese.
Yeah, it was one of those things that I think I was afraid of as a kid because I like pimentos and olives, but there was something about pimento and cheese that just sounded weird, and I think my brain also confused it with head cheese because... Yeah, cheese growing up just was a scary thing. I got some extra Parmesan sprinkled over the top of it. Even.
The clown slices of like head cheese or ham or whatever.
Where it's just like snotty Jello with pimentos and other stuff in it.
But pimento cheese is wonderful, and if we ever decide we can't get through this anymore, maybe we'll just rebrand into a different show called the Pimento Boys.
Yeah,
they won't be about food at all.
We'll come up with the tagline. We'll just have
chats.
Yeah, it'll just be similar to our typical preamble, which involves food and then music, movies, and other pop culture references.
Yeah, Mexican radio has been around now for... I'm trying to remember when we opened this restaurant. I think it's been close to 10 years. No, it hasn't been that long. Maybe about like 7 or 8 years.
7 or 8, yeah.
It's been relocated to a different spot here in the Midtown area of Oklahoma City. But it's more of a fast casual... spot. It's not a fast food restaurant.
It's like Tex-Mex.
Yeah. They've got a good variety of tacos. They have some tasty appetizers, which includes these little empanadas. They used to have sheet pan nachos. I think now they're just regular old nachos. Their Jack Taco is tasty. They have elote style cauliflower that comes with a little crema, a little tahini, some fried jalapenos, and onions. It's just fucking delicious. Their tres leches cake is incredible. This honey is dripping everywhere, so I'm gonna take a bite real fast because I'm just losing it. Here we go, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, these are
they're soft and fluffy, like pillows inside.
Yeah,
the cheese is super creamy.
Really great. I was like, I don't know what this thing is gonna be, and then I took a bite.
Microphone in the process.
This was a total win.
Yeah,
the cheese has just enough of a spice to it to.
Not too much.
Not too much. And the honey gives it
a sweetness.
Yep.
Because the jalapeno popper is a great item, but sometimes they are the wrong kind of spicy for the mood you're in.
Absolutely.
So I'm chewing still. Yeah.
Do they make these in-house, I assume?
Yes.
I'm pretty curious what the little bread they use is, because I doubt they make that in-house. The dough, but maybe not. I don't know.
I'm not for sure, honestly, if it's a standard empanada dough or if it's something that we've acquired from one of our other restaurants.
I don't know. It's good, though.
Yeah, they've got a good variety of options there. If you're ever in Oklahoma City, check them out. Mexican Radio.
They're delicious.
Yeah. Try the elote style cauliflower, though, because it'll change your life.
Man, one of the better What If White People Made Tacos restaurants in Oklahoma.
Yes.
Because where you're not lacking of them.
Oh, no.
But
I took you there one time.
You did, yeah, it was great. But most of them are lacking.
Yeah, I mean, my favorites of the taco places, I mean, you got your Torchies and Fuzzy. I still have never been to Fuzzy's. I never went to Velvet Taco. Some of the places, they just have so sexual of names anymore. It's just incredible. But no, I like Mexican Radio. I like me some Taco Nation. We had a Taco Empire, but it caught fire, I guess, recently, and they are not open for quite some time now. But
the Empire is burning.
Yeah.
Yes,
I like the Mexican Radio. Took their name from
Save the Empire.
That one Wall of Voodoo song everybody knows.
I'm on a Mexican radio.
Yeah,
whoa, Mexican. Whoa.
This might sound crazy, but that whole record is good.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows that one song. The record's pretty solid.
Yep. Well, something that would happen right around the same time as Uncensored, a trio of films would hit theaters the previous weekend. Analyze This, Cruel Intentions, and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Cornucopia of different genres.
but all comedic to an extent.
I mean,
Cruel Intentions was meant to be
if
more
you can
drama.
if you can laugh at Cruel Intentions,
I've never seen Cruel Intentions.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
not
know it
comedy.
as the movie where the pretty girls kiss, and I think there was an award for it on like the MTV Movie Awards.
Yeah.
But I was like a little young to like get away with not having a car and being able to
I
rent
mean,
it.
you were definitely too young to have watched Cruel Intentions.
Yeah.
Maybe
when
not
it
too
came
young,
out.
but too young to be able to get procure a copy. With a mother that loved me but wasn't too overprotective.
I was a full-fledged Blockbuster Video employee at the time, so I watched many copies of Cruel Intentions. I went to see it in the movie theater.
It's a remake of basically
Liaisons?
of Dangerous Liaisons
Okay.
with teenagers.
Yeah. It's like the sexy high school version of it.
Yes.
Because you got Sarah Michelle Gellar plays the virgin, basically. And then you have Ryan Felipe, who's trying to seduce her, and his bet is with... No.
Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon's the virgin. Sorry. Sarah Michelle Gellar
Makes more sense.
plays the stepsister to Ryan Felipe, who basically, they make a bet. If he can sleep with her, then she'll sleep with him as well. Because what he really wants is to sleep with his stepsister.
It's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is Nev Campbell not in this movie?
No,
That's what you're thinking. Wild Things.
Oh, I have seen Wild Things.
What's
and I liked it.
Selma Blair's
Selma Blair. There we go.
the other.
Oh, okay, yeah, they had a very similar look.
Yeah. I mean, dark hair.
Yeah, basically dark hair.
Party of Five cut. Yeah. Cruel Intentions. It was a
huge
It was a
deal.
time, yeah.
I know how big of a deal it was as a kid, even when it came out, because it seemed like they were really pushing it, and then also it was super horny. And 1999 was all about pretty horny. You've heard us talk about WWF recently.
Yeah. It makes me wonder how many people, girls specifically, ended up with those little cocaine holders wearing them around the neck.
Yeah, I'm sure that was inspired from whatever hip area of New York was happening at the time. Analyze this, I've only seen parts of on television. But
That was-
also was a big deal.
Billy Crystal and Robert De Niro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like the comedy gangster movie.
And then Lisa Kudrow, I want to say, was
Lisa
in there.
Kudrow, yep. Chaz Palminteri. Those are the big names that are in it. Molly Shannon shows up at one point.
Nice.
But it's directed by Harold Ramis.
Okay.
Did he do that?
Did he do the sequel?
Yep, analyze that.
He did do the sequel.
Okay. This is not top tier Ramis, is it? But it's best possible Ramis
This
for
was
1999.
I mean, this movie had a big...
It was a huge.
It was a
film.
huge movie because like it ended up. It was number one at the box office this first week. I think it ended up making over 100 and made 106 domestic, 176 worldwide.
This is kind of like De Niro's first foray into doing something kind of trashy.
Into the comedy.
Yeah, which like there's like the Meet the Fockers or whatever the first one's called, Meet the Parents.
Meet the Parents.
Which is not a good movie, but it was a huge hit. But then De Niro goes into just kind of phoning stuff in and kind of doesn't lose credibility for his good work, but kind of becomes he kind of Al Pacino's himself out in a different way. And I think that he's a better comedic actor. And Al Pacino is sometimes just too funny for a serious movie because he's overdoing it.
I'll be honest, I didn't love the Analyze This or That movies. Like, they were fine.
I've honestly never watched either of them. And I like everybody that's in both of them, but there was something about them that just never called out to me that it was.
I mean, they
must-watch.
were very much trying to.
They were appealing to our parents, or at least my
Well,
parents.
The Sopranos had just come out, and so you have.
Oh, Gandolfini's in the first one, isn't he?
Don't know.
Okay, I think he plays a part in one of these two movies.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me because he just looks like a.
Yeah, he looks like James Gandolfini.
I don't see him on the list, at least in
Okay.
the first one. But at this point, you have this Sopranos TV show. Now you have Analyze This, where it's gangsters going to see a psychiatrist. So it's kind of like
Yeah. One's the comedy version of it, and the other one's kind of like it's more serious, but it's also these guys are like buffoons that are out of time.
Yeah.
Which is the Sopranos. But I Haven't seen Analyze this, so I can't comment too much.
I mean, if you like Billy Crystal or Robert De Niro in most of his comedy roles, then you'll probably enjoy it. I'm not going to say
it's not a classic.
I'm not going to say it's fantastic or great by any means.
It's also kind of like one of the last bastions of like these huge comedies in this style before we move on to like our Will Ferrell era of the comedies before they basically die 2008 or 10.
And then, of course, our last film, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Seen this one a bunch.
Guy Ritchie's feature film debut.
His best film, probably.
That's a tough one.
That's tough, yeah.
I don't know. He's made a whole lot of dog shit for the last 15 to 20 years.
I mean, unfortunately, he does make some things that aren't great.
But like he
had a style there for a while that like everyone, you watched that movie and you went
Madonna phase.
That's a Guy Ritchie film.
My argument for this being his best film is this is the first one of this style that he made, and it's very good. And then all the other ones are basically just feel like remakes of Lock, Stock with like a slight twist and a little bit more budget to them. And then everything that's not that kind of stinks on ice. And then he comes back and starts to try to do that again, but they just suck. Have you seen The Gentleman? What a piece of shit movie.
Yeah, that one, very good.
I hated that fucking movie. It sucked.
But
Lock, Stock rules.
I will say one of the most underrated films is a Guy Ritchie film, and that's The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Oh, I've heard that's great.
I think it's a fantastic action film.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to know anything about The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Like, it's based on a TV show. You don't need to know anything about it.
Yeah. I've heard that's his best studio film. Like,
I personally think so. I mean, if it's not that, then it's probably the first Sherlock Holmes, which
I didn't care for, but I understand what's to like about it.
He directed Aladdin. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, yes. He did.
And I actually, I don't condone remakes of animated films because guess what? We don't need it. But I thought the Aladdin was actually a pretty good
of the Disney remakes.
They changed Jasmine's character just enough that she wasn't just a heroine in need.
Yeah.
Like, she had purpose and what's the word I'm looking for?
I know what you're trying to say.
Substance,
autonomy.
Yeah.
She was a fully realized person.
Yes. And not just,
the princess.
The princess. So I thought it did a good job on that. I mean, you can agree or disagree on the Will Smith of it all, but which most people talk about when you talk about that movie. But
yeah. I mean, it's Will Smith in like 2018 or whatever.
And also, it's Robin Williams' is probably most famous role.
Yeah, maybe it just might be.
So it's hard to,
although his best role was Bicentennial Man. I'm just kidding. Oh, it's just a joke, guys.
What are you talking about? It's 1 hour photo.
I like 1 hour photo. I think 1 hour photo's good, but it's not his best.
If you can't tell, I hate 1 hour photo, guys. The movies.
I have not seen it since it came out, but you also know I love transgressional, upsetting films. But yeah, if Lock, Stock's not his best, then it's Snatch, right?
Yeah, it's one of the two.
And Lock, Stock might be my favorite just because I've seen it more.
No Swept Away.
No Swept Away.
No. Basically, if you want a good laugh, analyze this. If you want to watch some sexy teenagers,
if you ever want to fuck your stepsister,
Cruel Intentions is right there for you. And if you want a fun action film where you don't understand a word anyone's saying,
that's right. Learn some new words.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Right there for you. But let's talk some Uncensored. We get a video package beginning with a cage being built, transitioning to highlights of Flair and Hogan before getting the title and logo for the show. Tony Schiavone then welcomes us, joined by Mike Tenay and Bobby the Brain Heenan, where they chat about the main event, saying there will be barbed wire around the top, the cage has no door, and it's a first blood match.
Call me Rambo. John Rambo.
They then send it to Mean Gene, who mentions a lot of the matches tonight are unsanctioned by WCW, followed by Schilling for the hotline.
If they're unsanctioned, does that mean 0 belts are on the line?
Oh, there's plenty of belts on the line.
Okay.
Just means that they're not on the hook if someone gets hurt.
Okay.
Which they still are.
We get it. We understand.
Okerlund then goes to send it to the ring, but Tony interrupts to send it to a video package over Nash and Mysterio, where we get highlights of their confrontations over the past few weeks, leading to the hair versus mask match we saw last week. Ray pulling the mask off and becoming a giant killer, having beat Kevin in a match on Nitro in the previous weeks. We even see Nash offering a spot in the NWO to his opponent before they attack him in the back after he said no. But that takes us to our first match. Mikey Whipwreck versus Kidman for the WCW World Cruiserweight Championship.
We're not even in Philly.
I can't believe it.
And the last time we saw Whipwreck was at November to Remember, 1998, episode 328. And this is Mikey's debut in WCW.
Crazy, too, because we're in Kentucky. We're not even, on the East Coast. And they're bringing Mikey Whipwreck in. Feeling good about him.
So Whipwreck starts it off with a shoulder tackle, head scissors takedown, and strikes. But Billy answers back with a drop kick to send Mikey to the floor, following out to run Mikey into the railing before rolling him back in and coming off the top with a crossbody for a 2 count. Whipwreck is left against the ropes with Kidman charging in with a spinning heel kick, only for Mikey to duck and deliver a spinning heel kick of his own to take both men over the ropes. Whipwreck sends Billy into the guardrail, tries to do the same into the apron, but Kidman reverses for Mikey to hit hard. Billy then goes for a head scissors, only for Whipwreck to counter to toss Kidman throat first into the barricade, followed by rolling him in to apply an Indian deathlock. And after releasing the hold, Mikey hits a slingshot leg drop, chops, and a whip that's reversed, with Billy nailing a clothesline and stomps to change the momentum. And Kidman continues by attempting a rocker dropper, but Whipwreck counters it into a powerbomb for a 2 count.
Get him.
Applies a dragon sleeper, forcing Billy to fight free, kicking Mikey away before a clothesline that sends Whipwreck crashing to the floor. Kidman then flies out with a springboard splash onto his opponent, followed by dragging Mikey to the apron, where Whipwreck fires up to hit a slingshot splash to a draped Billy for a near fall. Mikey then goes for a suplex, but Kidman reverses it into a DDT, heading up top, only for Whipwreck to knock him off, causing Billy to fall out to the floor. Mikey flies off the top with a crossbody, only for Kidman to move in time, which sends Whipwreck right into the railing. Billy then charges in, but he gets back body dropped into the crowd. Mikey then runs and flies over the guardrail as well, only for Billy to duck, which causes Whipwreck to hit all concrete.
He's used to it.
Yep. Welcome home.
Kidman tosses him back to ringside, goes for a clothesline, but Mikey sidesteps and drop toe holds Billy right into the steel steps, followed by making their way back inside, where a side Russian leg sweep for a 2 count by Whipwreck when his whip is reversed, which sends Mikey to a corner, with Kidman nailing a clothesline, tossing him back across the ring, and looks to deliver a corner splash, but Whipwreck moves in time, causing Billy to hit the turnbuckle face first, and allowing Mikey to make the cover for a near fall. And Whipwreck loses his focus to the booing crowd, which gives Kidman the opportunity for a roll-up that gets a 2 count. But Mikey's right back up to hit a clothesline and a snap suplex for a near fall. Billy then gets a boot up to a charging Whipwreck, floats over on a scoop slam attempt, and nails a sit-out spinebuster for a 2 count. Mikey recovers to hit a swinging neckbreaker, and he heads up top, only for Kidman to meet him there with strikes, looking for the superplex. But Whipwreck shoves his opponent off before flying off with a clothesline for the pin. And no, Billy kicks out. Mikey tries a suplex, only for Kidman to float over and deliver a sit-out pedigree for a near fall. Whipwreck then hits a knee to the gut to stop a bulldog attempt, placing Billy on the turnbuckles for a super back suplex that gets a 2 count. Mikey hits a reverse suplex slam for a near fall, goes for a powerbomb, but Kidman reverses it into a facebuster before heading to the top to fly off with the shooting star press for the pin and the win.
It's a nice debut for Mikey.
Yeah.
They let him get his shit in. He doesn't look bad for the loss. People booed him, but I feel like he probably gained, some respect.
Fans.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And he had his working boots on, and he had the right guy to do it with.
And Mikey didn't look like the short guy that I'm used to seeing him in ECW. He actually looked like they were the same.
Mikey's
same
put
size.
on weight. Kidman is thin, but they're also in the correct division.
Yes.
Also, I feel like Mikey, I don't know how big the ECW ring is. It's definitely closer to the WCW size, because WCW's ring was always smaller than WWF's.
Mm-hmm.
They used cable instead of rope and blah, blah, blah. But for some reason, Mikey just looked good in this ring.
Yep.
Looked like he had got room to take a couple extra steps.
It's like when Greg Valentine showed up in WCW and was like, you look like you belong here.
Love you, Greg.
We go to a video package showing us the feud for the leadership of the NWO Black and White. Where Stevie Ray...
the pillar of NWO-dom has fallen.
Yeah, all it takes is the two guys that started the thing to put on a different color for the leader of the thing to jump ship and leave all these people just in a turd boat with no paddle.
To leave them with their music that they can't play on YouTube.
They never even got to use Voodoo Child.
Stevie Ray and Vince have issues with each other, while Hogan has been telling both men what they want to hear to goad them on. We then get another video about the cage being built, as Flair talks about it in narration.
So yeah, Hogan is like he's like Ronald Reagan in the hood. It's really dark if you think about it.
But that takes us to our second match. Vince versus Stevie Ray in a Harlem street fight to be the leader of NWO Black and White.
And
Vincent
is our 10-cent Vincent. Yes, he is the old waiter butler for the $1 Million Man. Mm-hmm. And the guy that's been somewhere in catering at WCW for a couple years now.
Yeah.
Yep, because the last time we saw Vincent as an actual competitor in a match was Starrcade 1997.
All right.
Episode 285.
About a year and a half.
I mean, not to... Well, why am I saying not to? Just to keep kicking him while he's down. You know who's not in the running for leader of the NWO Black and White?
Bryan Adams.
Bryan Adams. His dreams have been crushed.
So Vince pokes Stevie in the chest to begin, only to get shoved down to the mat, but responds with a poke to the eyes and strikes when Stevie Ray hits a big boot and tosses Vincent around by the neck and charges in when Vince pulls the ropes down to send Stevie crashing to the outside. And Vincent runs Stevie Ray into the railing, only for Stevie to return the favor before punching his opponent into the crowd, where they brawl up the stairs.
Oh, this is exactly where they need to go.
And Stevie Ray's pounding away on Vince, knocking him into chairs that aren't set up, followed by a back body drop from Vincent to take the fight back to ringside.
I love that Tony goes out of his way to be like, those chairs aren't set up and they're, the backs are flat because that's where the hard camera is. And he explains the hard cam. And I just thought it was very funny to go out of his way to be like, no, we sold a lot of tickets, guys. It's okay. These aren't seats that nobody bought. These are seats that are always like this because this is where the camera is. Yeah. And then explaining the hard cam, which is there's no Google. Nobody's looking up. Yeah, nobody knows that much about wrestling at this point unless you're a total dweeb.
They head into the ring where Vince drops an elbow across the back of the head and a second rope fist drop for a 2 count. He heads up for another, but Stevie gets a boot up, leading to strikes, a hard whip, and a corner clothesline. Stevie Ray tries for another only to run into a big boot from Vince. But he ducks a clothesline and delivers an atomic drop that sends Vincent into the turnbuckle head first, bouncing backwards to knock noggins and sending Stevie to the mat, followed by falling head first into Stevie Ray's Harlem Heats.
This is maybe one of the
worst
spots I've ever seen. It's a simple spot. We've all seen it. Send a guy into the turnbuckle. He turns back around, dazed. You fall. You hit heads. You fall. He falls head first into your groin. This is like 8-year-old doing stop motion version of it. It is so chunky and bad and so funny that I had to rewind it to make sure I knew what happened. And I've seen the spot a million times, but like that's how bad it was. Very funny. And the rest of the match, not nearly as bad as that spot. That was just too complicated for these two men.
It's just sad.
Mostly Vincent.
Yeah. I mean, it's what he gets for not wrestling in a match for over a year.
Yeah, also Stevie Ray is no Booker T. So
No.
I mean,
he gets a little bit of the blame as well.
Stevie Ray shouldn't be carrying a match.
No.
Horace Hogan then runs down, sliding a slapjack into the ring
That's what this match was missing.
and turning to the camera to say that he's the leader of the Black and White,
Yeah, because he's got the last name.
with Vince grabbing the weapon, only for Stevie to kick his opponent, causing Vincent to drop the item before Stevie Ray nails his finisher, the slapjack, for the pin and the win.
Slapjack on a slapjack.
Yeah.
Hat on a hat.
Slapjack on a jackass.
You can call this match a hat on a hat, and it never needed to happen. No one would have cared. I mean, but sure, the fans seemed to like it.
Okay.
I mean, they were cheering and stuff.
I think they're more cheering that it's over.
Maybe.
Stevie Ray is the leader.
Yeah.
Maybe.
At least they care enough
Or is
about
it Horace Hogan?
Yeah. At least they care enough about DDP to chant DDP sucks, where here they
We want
Set on their
Booker.
hands.
yeah. But they did cheer. They paid the money. They got to cheer.
We go to the WCW.com booth with Mark Madden, joined by Chris Jericho, where he says he's going to embarrass Saturn tonight in a dog collar match, whipping his opponent across the arena and making him embarrassed to be a wrestler. But that takes us to our third match. Kevin Nash with Lex Luger and Miss Elizabeth versus Rey Mysterio Jr.
It's so weird that Lex is like walking out with guys. He's Lex fucking Luger.
Well, he's hurt.
Yeah.
I know, but I guess keep him in the mind. But he's another one of those guys where it's like, it could be Lex, and then it's never Lex. But like, at least Sting stayed with the company, and it never quite got to be Sting.
Tenay tells us that Ray had won a match versus Nash on an episode of Nitro, which prompted this rematch.
So smells of something I've seen before.
And Mysterio rushes his opponent, only to be met by a big boot, allowing Kevin to throw Ray across the ring. But when he tries for another, Mysterio counters it into a facebuster and a springboard leg drop, followed by a spinning heel kick that sends Nash over the ropes. And Ray teases a dive to the outside, only to hit a drop kick and attempt a baseball slide, which Kevin avoids and throws Mysterio into the railing and the apron.
I love that. He just ragdolls him. You think Nash was like, I did this thing a couple years ago. Remember our friend? I think his name was Sean Waltman.
Back inside, Nash works his opponent over with knees and elbows in a corner, which knocks Ray to the floor. So Kevin heads out to choke Ray with his boot before rolling back in. Nash continues with a choke lift into an atomic drop, which was a pretty cool move.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly. It was very effective looking.
Which sends Mysterio to the ropes, catching him for a tilt-a-whirl, but Ray lands on the mat and just kicks the lug nuts, followed by a drop kick for a 2 count and a Bronco Buster in a corner. Mysterio heads up top for a moonsault, only for Kevin to catch him. But Ray wiggles free and runs the ropes, where he gets tripped up by Luger on the outside. And Nash turns to nail a big boot and a jackknife powerbomb for the pin and the win.
It was pretty fun. I feel like maybe it was just because it was fresh that I enjoyed the tag match more.
Yeah. I mean, the tag match also went a few minutes longer.
Yeah, a little more to do.
We go to the back where Raven is wondering, what about me?
What about you, Raven?
What about Raven? They say that violence begets violence. So in accordance with the time-honored tradition of the punishment passed on to me by my parents, I now pass on to you.
It's like, oh, my dad hit me, so I am going to hit you. And it's like, yeah, that's why people don't hit their kids anymore.
Hack and bam bam, so it is written, so it shall come to pass, quoth the Raven, nevermore. As we see highlights of their confrontations over the last month of Nitros and Thunders. And we haven't seen Raven since Halloween Havoc 98, episode 327.
Damn.
So it's been a minute.
It's about to make a whole lot of sense while he's here.
We then get Hack in the back, cutting a promo as well. Me, Raven, Bigelow, I've had wars with these men that you wouldn't believe. These wars have been chronicled very well in the annals of professional wrestling history. One hasn't been crowned. The violence, the brutality, the insane at its worst. You think you're hardcore, Bigelow? You think you're extreme, Raven? As Hack begins hitting himself with a Singapore cane to the head. Bring it on. And we haven't seen Hack since Heatwave 98, episode 315. We might know him better as the Sandman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
It was his nickname.
Okay.
I was going to say, I think it's because he's a bad wrestler. And
You miss Mr. Myers?
You would call him a hack.
I mean, that might have been why he got the nickname.
See,
but
I'm
literally,
gonna come out there and just shaw up the place.
Like they even called him, like the boys in the back. That's what they would call him. They would call him Hack. They would never call him James, which is his real name.
Yeah, but I thought it was funny that they gave him the name Hack, and we've shit on him as a wrestler, not as a personality, so much over the years. And WCW, they did the Vincent thing, WWF putting polka dots on Dusty. And then just calling this guy what he truly is pretty funny. And then, we're about to see it, but him not coming out to Metallica, even though I hated that it was 5 minutes, really just kind of
cuts the balls off of him.
Cuts the balls right off of a guy I already don't care about.
We then go to Bam Bam, who chimes in with, you want to be hardcore? You want to be extreme? You want to take it to the limit?
Take it to the limit.
Well, Raven, Hack, you got it. The beast in me is the king, the master, the one that took it to the next level. And I'm going to take you and Hack to the next level. Mark my word at Uncensored. Triangle match, Raven, Hack, and the beast from the east. It may not be nice. It may not even be nasty. But for one thing, it's going to be bad. It's going to be dirty. It's going to be hardcore sin.
Yeah. It's so funny that I am so unaware of the fact that I know Public Enemy, but I didn't know that they were just going to bring this much ECW to WCW and try it out and be like, hey, it's working, and these are the guys that WWF doesn't want.
So that takes us to our fourth match. Jerry Flynn versus Ernest, the Cat Miller, and Sonny Onoo in a handicap match.
You know how we praised the show last week?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, this is good. I was waiting for the moment where I was like, where's...
What about Raven?
Yeah, well, no. Well, I was like, where's Norman Smiley and the big cat? And it's like, shit. Fuck.
Hey, you got him right here.
Yep.
Yeah, but I didn't want it.
Tenay tells us that the Cat and Sonny had attacked Flynn this past week, chopping off his rat tail from his hair.
Oh, no.
No, not his rat tail.
As Miller
looks
comes
better now.
As Miller comes down to some really bad James Brown dubbed music.
And also, they turn the lights down for They did a house lights down for Ernest Miller. That's crazy.
He's the star of the match.
Yeah, but he's not the Undertaker or Kane. You don't turn the lights down for everybody.
And we haven't seen any of these guys since Starrcade 98, episode 337.
Damn, what does that say about Starrcade 98?
I mean, we complained about them being on that show too.
Absolutely, we did.
And Jerry doesn't want to wait any longer, attacking the cat with kicks and chops. He goes for Onoo, only for Miller to come from behind to take Flynn down. Jerry fights back with a thrust kick and a belly-to-belly suplex before exchanging karate moves, leading to the cat and Sonny regrouping on the outside when Flynn dives out onto them. And Onoo gets a kick in to change the momentum, allowing Miller to take advantage with strikes of his own, followed by more attacks from Sonny on the outside. Now back in the ring, Jerry's taken down by a side kick and a spin kick when the cat and Onoo start arguing when Sonny doesn't want to tag in. But he finally does to make a cover for a 2 count. But Onoo wants no part of a conscious Flynn, so he looks to flee to his corner, only for Jerry to grab him by the leg, but Sonny's still able to make a tag, bringing back Miller to lay out their opponent with a kick to the head. And Flynn is tossed outside again, where he's sent into the railing, followed by the cat grabbing a chair, only for the ref to take it away before it could be used. Jerry recovers as Miller argues with the ref, chasing Sonny around the ring, when Miller would nail a kick from the apron and a double axe handle. And Flynn retaliates with a side kick and a clothesline, rolling the cat in, but he receives a rake to the eyes and strikes to regain control, only for the cat to argue with Onoo again, allowing Jerry to cradle up his opponent for a near fall. Flynn then reverses a whip to send Miller into his partner, causing Sonny to fall into the ring, with the ref calling it a legal tag. So Jerry makes the cover for the pin and the win.
This proves why the last show was so good. This is the example of the thing that we're tired of. We don't want. It's like Jerry Flynn and Big Cat, and Jerry Flynn wins by pinning Onoo. That means nothing to anybody.
Ugh.
So let's move on. Get this out of my. Let's. Yeah, you got some mouthwash.
We go to a video package showcasing the tag team title match.
Okay, cool.
Where Benoit says that there are a few times in life that you get the opportunity to show the world that you're number one. Windham and Hennig, you took that opportunity to show the world just what cowards you truly are. Malenko chimes in that one of the toughest things about being a horseman is when you come to the grim realization that you've been outsmarted. And Dean holds up his belt that he wears around his jeans.
Yeah, just like a leather belt. The one that was similar to what caused the end of our last match.
And he asked Barry if it looks familiar, because he knows what it feels like, before telling Curt to remember that sound as he snaps the leather. We then go to Hennig holding the championship, saying that this is the only belt that's going to touch my skin. And this is the only belt that's going to touch Windham's back. Do you realize that you're only going to be wannabes all your life? And we go back to Malenko to respond that it's all about vengeance, about respect, about revenge. Followed by Curt calling them losers till the end. That takes us to our 5th match. Bam Bam Bigelow versus Hack versus Raven with Chastity in a Ravens Rules triangle match.
It's funny that they're like, here's the package for the match that's going to happen after the next match. It just really kind of ruins the flow, because you're like, cool, you got me kind of moderately interested, and then we go to another thing. Yeah. But so, if you go back, I don't know, a few clicks, you'll hear us talk about the Bam Bam Hack Raven package. But then we had to watch Sonny Onoo and
WCW doesn't know
Big
when
Cat.
to put packages on.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, for being for Ted Turner being the TV giant that he was, I guess he wasn't producing this show by any means. But he also probably wasn't watching it, because he'd probably get a decent producer in there if he knew or cared. But anyway, too little, too late. Here we are. It's WECW.
And we haven't seen Chastity since November to Remember 98, episode 328. And Tony mentions a change in Raven ever since he went home to spend time with his mom. And what he's talking about, and you can go out there and find these on YouTube, are some vignettes that aired that were the debut of Chastity as Raven's sister and Hack as his brother.
Okay.
And that's how they brought them into WCW, was as Raven's family members. They are hilarious because, like, Canyon's there, like, doing the pool, cleaning the pool, and they're all outside. And James, he comes in as James, not Hack. And he's he's all in, like, a golf shirt and, like, shorts and, like, looks like a normal human being.
He's all preppy.
Yeah, all preppy, and, like, comes to talk to, his family. And Raven's over there just being grumpy. What about me?
Dad beat me, but somehow we have a pool.
Yeah. But, like, James, like, hits Canyon, like, on the back, and it makes him, like, do a front flip into the pool.
This sounds pretty great. This sounds like, remember all those
little clips?
Those really great, terrible...
Beach Blast or whatever.
Yeah, the shark bomb boat thing, and the White Palace of Fear. And the spin the wheel, make the deal, like, underground midget club where they gambled. And it sounds like it might be close to that.
Yeah. Then for some reason they decided that they just make James Hack and make them feud with each other. For some reason.
Brothers, man.
Because why build a thing? We spent too much money elsewhere.
But once all three men are in the ring, they start beating on each other before Bigelow delivers a back suplex to the Tormented Soul and a clothesline to the Drunken One. And Chastity heads to the back and brings out a cart full of plunder. Who does she think she is? New Jack? If only some X's had been thrown up, right?
I mean, yeah. Like, I was just like, Herbert, and it's like a full, like, hotel laundry basket of plunder.
And Raven rolls out to toss some of it into the ring, where Hack grabs a garbage can to hit Bam Bam, only to be taken out by a trash can shot from the Tormented Soul. We get more trash can shots. Bigelow breaks an oar over the back of the Drunken One, followed by Raven using a mailbox over the head of both of his competitors. The Tormented Soul, with a drop toe hold of Hack into a garbage can, turns then to have a trash can standoff with Bam Bam. But the Drunken One's back up to lay out Raven with an ironing board. Bigelow with a cookie sheet shot to Hack and a mailbox shot to the Tormented Soul before using the trash can lids again when a low blow from Raven takes the beast from the east down. Hack's then sent into the ironing board in a corner by the Tormented Soul.
Snaps right, man.
Followed by another drop toe hold of Bam Bam into a garbage can. And they just keep hitting each other with plunder.
Absolutely, they
as
do.
The ring is completely covered with different items.
And they've got more room for items.
When Raven begins to stack cans in a corner, only for Bigelow to reverse a whip to send the Tormented Soul into them.
It's funny because he's, like, stacking the trash cans on top of each other, and he's, like, trying to make sure they stay.
A box fan, a broom, the Oregon, a chair, a paint tray, and the cookie sheet once more are all used when Hack and the Tormented Soul jump on Bam Bam's back for sleepers, but he just dumps them off.
It's 1999. Where's the Sega Genesis? A few years ago, we were hitting people with Nintendos.
The Drunken One then places Raven on a turnbuckle to nail a Frankensteiner, followed by sliding a table into the ring, only for Bigelow to beat him down and set the apparatus up himself, placing Hack on it and climbing to the second rope. But the Drunken One rolls off. But then the Tormented Soul attacks and helps Bam Bam to hit a super powerbomb onto the table.
Nice.
As it doesn't break.
It sure doesn't.
So Bigelow then leaps off the ropes with a splash that does the trick.
I will say Bam Bam was pretty quick about his splash, all things considered.
Only for Raven to sneak in to make the cover for a 2 count. Bam Bam with multiple corner splashes to the tormented soul when Hack recovers to attack with a Singapore cane, hammering away on Raven as Chastity grabs tape and Bigelow slides more tables into the ring. And the tormented soul and the drunken one team up to put Bam Bam through a table before Raven hits the even flow DDT on Hack. But instead of going for the win, he tapes the drunken one's hands behind his back.
Oof.
And Hack begins to be destroyed by chair shots. Not as bad as the Royal Rumble, but there's still chair shots to the head.
Yeah, for sure.
When Bigelow answers back with a greetings from Asbury Park to the tormented soul. Only for him to not go for a pin either. Instead, setting up a table.
Somebody pin somebody.
And Chastity looks to get involved, but Bam Bam sprays her with a fire extinguisher, causing her to disappear into the plunder cart. Bigelow then climbs to the top, only for Chastity to reemerge with an extinguisher of her own to spray Bam Bam, causing him to fall off through a table. She then jumps in the ring and sprays Raven as well,
Oh my god.
followed by a headbutt to the nest, leading to Hack making the cover for the pin and the win.
Got a couple of things to say.
Just a couple.
Yeah. Chastity, the hilarious thing where she is in the big laundry basket. They cut to it too early, or she misses the cue, and you can see it pop up a little bit, and then the announcers spoil what she's about to do, and they try to double back on it. They're like, oh, that must be Chastity, and then it's a couple seconds later, and then she finally pops out. And then the biggest insult here is that this is the best I've seen. I don't care about this match at all. Mm-mm. You heard my opinions on these kinds of matches. They're not for me. But Raven actually doing something was nice to see. Bigelow never really phones it in. Just a large man. Hack, on the other hand, overselling things, moving around like a cartoon character. Very funny. And he won the match. But Mikey Whipwreck had to lose his. And he beat Raven and Bam Bam. And he didn't beat them clean or whatever, but you're putting Hack over, and we just saw Mikey Whipwreck have a legitimately fun and interesting match that took talent.
Mikey looked like a star. These three look like hacks.
I mean, and when the biggest hack of them all won. But that's kind of all I've got to say. I don't have any other. There's no minutia here for me.
No, I've got a Bobby Heenan mentality about it. So
yeah,
I can't turn my chair right now, but I would.
We then go to the announcers who discuss the rest of the matches of the evening, basically giving them opportunity to clear out the ring of all the plunder. And Heenan is so over this that he turns his back for the entire segment.
Which is somehow respectable. And even while the match was going on, he was selling it on the mic. He was doing his job, but his slight protest is commendable in my opinion. Especially for a guy of coming from his era.
We then go to our sixth match. The Horsemen, Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko, versus Curt, Hennig, and Barry Windham for the WCW World Tag Team Championships in a Lumberjack match.
Hey, this is the first thing that truly... I guess there's other things that made sense, but this is the first one I'm excited about. That is relating to the last show.
And the Lumberjacks make their way out. They all have belts with them, so if someone comes out, they can whip them with it.
And we're talking about just a regular leather belt.
Yep. And those Lumberjacks are Norman Smiley, Chris Adams, Prince Iakea, who we last saw at Starrcade 98, episode 337.
Oh, Prince.
Hugh Morris, Kenny Chaos, last time World War III 98, episode 330. That's the last time we also saw Kendall Windham and Bobby Duncombe Jr. And the last Lumberjack was Ming.
Ooh.
And they're all surrounding the ring as Benoit and Curt look to lock up. When the enforcer, Arn Anderson, makes his way to ringside.
Yeah.
and he wants to join the Lumberjacks, asking Chris Adams if he'd step aside, causing the champs to run up the entrance, only for the men on the outside to hit them and throw them back in. Where Chris and Hennig start slapping each other, followed by Benoit taking his opponent down with a clothesline, which sends him rolling out. But the Lumberjacks again beat him down, so Curt quickly returns to be dropped by a back elbow. Hennig rolls out and again runs through the Lumberjacks to make his way to his side of the ring, tagging in his partner, only for Benoit to keep up the attack with chops, causing Barry to roll out and get beat up before being rolled back in. These heels don't understand the concept of a lumberjack match real well.
I guess they just think they can grin and bear it.
Chris with a back body drop and chops tags in Malenko, who hits a leg lariat and pounds away on both of his opponents, followed by bringing Benoit back for a double team back elbow. And Chris whips Windham to a corner, charging into a big boot, allowing Barry to deliver a DDT, bringing Hennig back to stomp away and toss Benoit to the floor, where the Lumberjacks do some damage.
Like, a lot of lumberjack matches, you don't see a lot of lumberjacking.
Nope.
We're lumberjacking off.
Chris is rolled back in, but Curt tosses him right back out before going to a chinlock once Benoit is rolled in, only for Chris to escape with a back suplex. Hennig makes a tag with Barry dropping Benoit with strikes, a clothesline, and a drop kick for a 2 count. When Chris begins to fire up, hitting Windham with a clothesline, who brings Curt back to work over Benoit. But after a ducked clothesline, Chris takes down Hennig with a release German suplex, making the crawl for the hot tag. Malenko with forearms to everybody. Turnbuckle smashes to Curt, leading to all 4 men brawling, with Hennig attempting his finisher, only for Dean to reverse into one of his own, as Windham sends Benoit out of the ring and making the save. But Malenko locks on the Texas Cloverleaf, but Barry breaks it up as well and tosses both of his opponents outside to be beat down. But once they return, Windham delivers a scoop slam, chops, slamming Dean's head into Curt's boot and a vertical suplex, followed by tagging in Hennig to apply a sleeper until he releases it for double team action in their corner. Barry returns for a clothesline and mounted punches, which I don't know if you guys caught this, but he starts doing the mounted punches, but when the crowd starts counting along, he stops, gets down, before getting back up to do more mounted punches.
Nice.
Great heel work.
Yeah, really, really good shit.
When Malenko's able to fire up with rabbit punches on a back suplex attempt, leading to both men being down. And everybody makes tags with Benoit wiping Curt out with a clothesline. Double noggin knocker to both men when Dean gets back in for turnbuckle smashes and a back suplex to Hennig, while Chris and Windham brawl their way to the floor. And some of the Lumberjacks are trying to hold others back, because Barry's brother is one of the Lumberjacks on the outside.
Yeah, well, we all know about Kendall Windham.
So all the Lumberjacks begin brawling as well, while inside the ring, Curt has nailed Malenko with a belt-wrapped hand. Arn then jumps on the apron, so Hennig goes after him as well, knocking Anderson down. But the enforcer then pulls a tire iron out of his jacket, returning to whack Curt across the back of the head. Benoit and Barry have returned to the ring, where they're brawling on the turnbuckles. So Dean takes the belt to help yank Windham out, leaving Chris to fly off the top with a diving headbutt for the pin and the win. And no!
Happy to see it.
Yep.
Was this match better than last month's? No. Did I have moments? Yes. Did the guys we wanted to win?
Yep.
Yeah, so I got a bit of a smile out of it.
Was there a tire arm?
There was a tire arm. I mean, the spot you just brought up, the
Mounted punches.
the mounted punches, and he's like, oh, no, I'm not going to give you what you want. And then Dean's rabbit punches. So good. But we talked about it last week, all 4 of these guys.
It's like they know what the crowd wants.
It's like they know what a tag team wrestling match is supposed to be.
We then go to our 7th match. Chris Jericho with Ralphus versus Saturn in a dog collar match.
Woof.
And Perry is wearing some S&M garb with green-yellow contacts in, so he's looking a little scary.
A little extreme. I would say that I was like, I think the contacts made his lazy eye look more lazy.
Yeah.
And this whole get-up seems to concern Jericho, so he tries to get Ralphus to put the collar on, and only for his bodyguard to refuse. And Chris kicks Ralphus out for not listening to him, but he gives Jericho a mouthguard before he leaves. And this might be the perfect place for Ralphus to never show back up. I don't know if that's the truth or not, but we'll find out
I'm
in the future.
No complaints if I never see Ralphus again.
And Chris continues to stall, putting the collar on, when Saturn would grow tired of waiting, attacking with a series of suplexes and putting the collar on Jericho himself. Chris slides out and looks to leave, but Perry just pulls him back into the ring to nail a clothesline and whipping Jericho with the chain. And Saturn continues to use the chain for whips and chokes before dropping his opponent on the ropes, taking him outside to run into the railing several times. Now back inside, Perry continues choking when Chris would slide under Saturn, delivering a low blow and hanging him over the ropes.
You can't do a dog collar match without the hanging spot.
Nope.
They fight on the apron when Jericho attempts to power bomb him back into the ring, only for Perry to reverse it into a hurricanrana that brings them both inside. And Chris recovers to choke with the chain, including in a hangman's neck breaker, when Saturn would use the ropes to flip over and cradle up his opponent for a 2 count. Jericho continues with chain-filled strikes before heading up top, but Perry yanks him down, hitting a thrust kick and throwing him all around the ring by the collar. Chris then reverses a whip to catch Saturn with a double leg takedown, turning him over for a lion tamer, only for Perry to use the chain to choke, like he's choking Chris as he has him in the lion tamer as well.
So, I mean, that's a very good use of it.
Which forces Jericho to release the hold as he falls to the mat. Now back to their feet, Saturn lifts Chris up to deliver a Death Valley Driver for the pin, and no, Jericho kicks out. So Perry takes his opponent to the turnbuckles for a Frankensteiner, but Chris counters it into a powerbomb for an earful. Jericho takes the chain off of Saturn's collar, wrapping it around himself, followed by heading up top for a moonsault, only to not get it all as Perry was moving. So Chris slams Saturn down and tries for a flying splash, but Perry completely avoids this one, picking Jericho up to nail another Death Valley Driver for the pin and the win.
This is a different thing where it's like, or I guess kind of the same thing. I liked the match they had last month better, but I like that Saturn won.
Yeah.
Wrapping the chain around your body and doing a splash thing seems very silly.
I mean, what was sillier is that we botched the moonsault spot.
Yeah. It's a bummer as well.
Because, I mean, if that was what they intended, they didn't know what they were doing.
No. Maybe it means the new contacts.
So we go to the WCW.com booth where Mikey Whipwreck is joined as Mark Madden singing his praises, saying he did really well tonight.
He did do really well tonight.
With Mikey saying he's proud of the match, how it went, even though he lost, and he will be back.
If I was a fan, I'd like to think I would have thought the same thing at the time.
But then we go to our 8th match, Scott Steiner with Buff Bagwell versus Booker T for the WCW World Television Championship.
Hey, a match. We got a wrestling match.
Oh.
Potentially, I mean, it's Scott Steiner and Booker T. It means more than everything else on the show so far, as well as it should, because it's the 8th match.
And the champion came out first. Foreshadowing. Or maybe Steiner throwing the belt against the ring before the match really gave away his feelings.
Or that.
But Bagwell gives him a pep talk, while Big Papa Pump stalls by taunting fans at ringside. But once he enters, Scott hits an elbow and hammers away on his opponent, until Booker comes back with a leaping forearm and goes for a sidekick, only for Steiner to roll out to regroup. And Buff tells the ref to check Booker T's gloves, which he does, giving Big Papa Pump the opportunity to attack with a clothesline and strikes.
Dirty dog.
But Booker responds back with strikes of his own, a sidekick, an atomic drop, and a clothesline, causing Steiner to roll out again. This time Booker T gives chase around and back into the ring, which Scott takes advantage of to stomp away, only for a reversed whip leading to Booker hitting another atomic drop and a splash off the top rope for a 2 count, as Bagwell pulls Booker T out. And Buff's whipped into the railing while Steiner attacks from behind to send Booker into the ring steps and guardrail. And the fight heads out into the crowd, where Big Papa Pump jams a chair into the midsection before they return to the ring for a clothesline, an elbow drop, and chokes on the bottom rope to Booker T. Buff gets a few cheap shots in as well, followed by a Steiner press slam and a belly-to-belly suplex for a near fall. Scott begins to wear down his opponent with a chin lock when Booker makes it to his feet, elbowing his way free to hit a sidekick and tries for the Harlem sidekick. The Big Papa Pump ducks, causing Booker T to crotch himself on the ropes, falling outside, where Bagwell chokes with a cable cord. Back inside, another belly-to-belly suplex from Steiner, sending Booker to the ropes, who comes back with a leaping forearm, a series of kicks, including an axe kick. Booker T then nails a flapjack, spin-a-roonies up, and goes for the Harlem sidekick again, which again, Big Papa Pump ducks. So he almost hits the ref, which seemed to surprise all of them. Booker then moves Mickey J out of the way to finally hit the move, heading up top, only for Buff to knock him down, allowing Steiner to hit a superplex. Bagwell then comes into the ring with a chair, while Booker T's being held by Scott. But he moves in time, causing Big Papa Pump to take the blow. Booker then kicks the steel into Buff's face and falls on Steiner for the pin and the win. Onoo! Good for Booker.
Yep.
Yeah, but it didn't feel like a triumphant win.
No, absolutely not.
It just was like, oh, all right, this is what we're gonna do. But it was not. It was far from glorious.
Like, well, Stevie's the leader of the NWO Black and White, so we got to give Booker a belt.
Yeah, and maybe they're thinking about moving Steiner up the card, but who knows? It didn't feel like that.
Not if he's gonna throw a temper tantrum like that. But
those arms aren't
reactions.
Those arms aren't all natural, brother. I can promise you that. So the rage might be roided.
We then get the cage making video package again, but no narration this time.
Yes. I think the cage making, it's like, oh, there's a little bit of production value here. And it also feels very like raw intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It went a little too long. Because I feel like it
absolutely.
went... Yeah, it
felt
like it was for a couple minutes when it should have only been like 15 seconds. And it may have only been 15 seconds, but it felt long.
Yeah, you'd think they could throw to something else in that time as they were lowering the cage, but hey, here we are.
What, you mean like a video package over our main event would have made sense?
Yeah, absolutely, that's what I mean. Instead of the two they made that they played like too early in sequence for the matches that they built up to.
But they don't have another match to go to, because if they showed a clip of them, they'd have to go to it.
They'd have
give
to
us
show
a
it
video
before
package for the opening match on Nitro. That's what they should have done.
My God.
Meat hack, everybody.
So we go to our 9th match. The Nature Boy, Ric Flair, versus Hollywood Hogan in a barbed wire, steel cage, first blood match.
Question mark?
Can I get an honor poll in there somewhere?
For the WCW World World's Heavyweight Championship. And Michael Buffer makes our announcements. So let's get ready to bleed.
Yeah.
And Buffer says if Flair wins, not only will he become champion, he will be named WCW President for life.
Yeah, it's like, does that mean he's currently, if he wins, is he currently WCW President?
Well, at the moment, he is WCW President.
Yeah.
Because the stipulation on the match that he won to become president, it was only for 90 days. So his term was going to be up at the end of the month, basically.
So this was like, that was your trial period. Here's the
real king.
Here's the 401k.
Keys to the kingdom.
Yeah.
But if Nash loses, he will be banned from WCW forever.
It's all or nothing, brother.
So the Nature Boy takes the mic from the announcer to make something very clear. As the president of this company,
How clear is it?
he's instructing the ref to not stop the match for something small, like a scratch on the arm. He wants Charles Robinson to use his discretion.
It's crazy for a guy that you can give
look at him weird. And
give him a sharp
starts
stare
bleeding.
and he starts bleeding to ask for these kinds of things.
And after Hollywood enters, the cage lowers around them, followed by back and forth action to begin, until a back body drop, a scoop slam, and elbow drops by Hogan. We get exchange strikes and chops before Hollywood nails a corner clothesline, leading to a Flair flop.
Ooh.
We haven't seen that in a while. Mm-mm. So Hogan locks on the figure 4, only for Nash to reach the ropes to break the hold.
Look at Hogan using moves.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to see if he had to help him put it on.
Where are we,
That
Japan?
was the match where Brett. I don't remember who he had to help put the figure 4 on. Probably Sean.
Hollywood throws the Nature Boy against the cage several times, mounted punches and biting of the forehead.
Oof.
When Flair looks to climb out, as someone throws toilet paper in the ring. So I guess we know what they think of this match already.
Mm-hmm.
And Hogan grabs hold of Nature's trunks, giving us full moon, and climbing up to exchange strikes atop the turnbuckles before tossing the Nature Boy down to the mat, where we see Flair is busted open.
And it ain't a scratch, brother. It's not the bloodiest job he ever did.
No.
But it might be the most blood we'll see in the match.
Hollywood then pulls a link of the barbed wire down to run across the forehead of his opponent. He then takes the weight belt off to begin whipping Nash with and using the cage as a cheese grater. That gives us another Flair flop, followed by a big boot and a leg drop. But pinfalls are insignificant, so the ref doesn't count.
Yeah.
Because it's a first blood match, guys.
I know. It is
So
Hogan.
pins don't count.
They don't pipe Buffer into the back. You can't hear him while you're standing, to walk out.
No, that costs extra.
And Hogan argues with Robinson that the Nature Boy's bleeding, which gives Nash the opportunity to take something out of his boot, to nail a foreign object-aided right hand, and tossing Hollywood into the cage, which busts him open.
Uh-oh.
To a much less significant degree that Flair did, as far as blood flow.
Flair keeps up the attack with strikes when David Flair and his girlfriend walk down to the ring. They're cheering on Hogan when the Nature Boy starts mouthing off to his son.
Spits
14 times.
Spits on him.
Nash continues with a rolling knee drop, running Hollywood into the cage again, followed by an elbow drop and making a cover for the pin. And no, Hogan kicks out. Wait, the ref counted a pin?
Yeah,
False.
nice.
It's little Nate. The also funny that David Flair keeps telling Hogan to hulk up.
I mean, maybe it inspired him.
Maybe it did.
Because Hollywood begins to hulk up. Finger point. Big boot. Leg drop. Makes the cover. Only for the ref to be late to the count. Allowing Flair to get his shoulder up. Hogan shoves Robinson, which gives Nature Boy time to recover, kicking the champ down low and hitting a vertical suplex. But Hollywood's right back up,
Of course he is.
causing Nate to beg off, only to be sent into the cage several times. And the ref admonishes Hogan as he picks up Flair to throw again. But the Nature Boy wiggles out the back and shoves Hollywood into Robinson.
Ref bump.
Nate also nails a low blow as Hogan is helping the ref to his feet, when Arn Anderson runs down to take out David. And the young lady even jumps on the enforcer's back, only to toss her off as well, followed by handing the tire iron to Flair inside the ring, who nails Hollywood with it and locking on the figure 4 for the fast count pin and the win. And new.
And Hogan is still flat on the mat, like even after the count.
Post-match, the cage lifts, with Arn celebrating the win with his friend, as David Flair rolls in to check on Hogan, as Tony says his goodbyes, and we fade to black. I got a fun note for you here.
Happy to hear it.
Mikey Whipwreck has stated he was chatting with Bret Hart the next day, where the Hitman complimented him on having a great match. You know, that's high praise there. Mm-hmm. And Mikey said that he hoped that it led to something, only for Bret's response to be, "Yeah, you're probably fucked."
I mean,
they don't handle talent very well there. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. We can all call Bret a sourpuss, but how often is he truly wrong?
That was a fun story.
It's a great story.
Enjoy.
I love it. I like the story more than a lot of the show.
So I ask you, gentlemen, what are your overall thoughts of Uncensored 1999?
Take it away, Shane.
Well, you remember last week when we had that show and all we kept talking about was, this is really good. It's really good. There's a lot of fun.
This resembles the wrestling we like.
Yes. Well, this week, it's like they heard us talking, and then she's like, you know what? Here, you want to see something cool? Here, watch this. Slap upside the head. You want to see something really cool? Here, watch this. Slap upside the head.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as fun. It had its moments, but it just...
What's funny is the moments might be that on the last show, the guys we wanted to win lost, but had a great match. And then here it was a gimmick match, and none of those guys won in any triumphant way, but they all... Theirs was like their return match, and they got their pinfall, but it wasn't satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, hot start, and then here comes Stevie Ray and Vincent, and then Kevin Nash and Rey Mysterio. So it's like, all right, cool, we're getting back in, and then we get Jerry Flynn and Ernest the Cat with Sonny Onoo, and it's like, all right, well. Here comes some Extreme. Never mind. No, we got Hack and Raven and Bam Bam now. So let's go to the next one. All right, cool. We got tag team action going on here. Lumberjacks, yay. And then here comes this weird dog collar match. And yeah, it's
uncensored, baby.
It's very much uncensored. And I want to say we've seen worse uncensored, but this still isn't one of those.
We probably have.
We have seen worse uncensored.
It's just that we came off of a high. Yeah. And they didn't like ride the high.
No, they kicked you in the nuts the way WCW likes to kick you in the nuts just when you think they're on your side.
Yeah.
This one's so up and down for me that I literally finished it and I sat there for like 5 minutes, and the only thing I wanted to really write was the shrug emoji.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, okay.
That all happened.
Because I do think there's some pretty good wrestling in parts on this show.
But it's never a full match. Right?
But there's also some really bad booking in parts. So I was just
something that's like, yay, and then they just immediately kick you in the nuts the next second.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
So I'm just like,
that's
why I'm like, it's definitely not the worst Uncensored we've ever watched.
No. It's just
and I don't think,
but it's not a positive either.
It's not a positive show, but I don't know how negative it is because I'm just I literally am just like,
it's one of those things where it's like it feels like we left off in the same place from last month, except for a couple of the guys won, and it should feel different. A couple of the guys that lost last month that we wanted to win because they had great matches.
I mean, literally one of my complaints, my biggest complaint about last week's show, was that literally none of the baby faces won. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of them won this time, and we have a lot of new belt holders, so we can start some different feuds and
but they all
different
won
things.
It in these weird gimmick matches with bad finishes.
But yeah, like some of these finishes were just like so bad.
Yep.
We'll get there. I'll hold back.
Good. Where's the smart marks at? All right. Fuck you.
I think it's time we smark it up. So what are some of the best moments of this show?
Mikey
Opening
and
match.
Kidman was fun.
That's a great match.
Of course. Nice.
Yeah.
Booker T finally, he gets a win over a upper mid-card guy, kind of cementing his spot in the upper mid-card.
Which he already should have had, I think, to a degree.
So I'm not going to say winning the belt helps him because, he literally says as he's walking, this is the 6th time being the television champion. Yeah. So, it's been a slow move up the card, but it's still, I don't know if he ever really faced anybody in any of those other matches that was in the same spot as Scott Steiner.
It's like how he's a 10-time tag team champion or whatever, but you only ever really saw him win it like twice.
3 times.
Yeah.
Because they're all on TV or whatever.
Yeah. It's also one of those things too where it's like, oh, well, Steiner playing this like kind of awful heel is somehow over. And that's what it took for Booker T to like cement that spot, is to beat a great wrestler that we love, but he's doing this like gimmick that's just like, oh, I'm a shitty guy, but he's getting the cheers to the point where we've hemmed and hawed about it, but people were chanting against DDP on last week's show, the previous WCW pay-per-view show, which was good, and I think you should watch it.
I like that Kevin Nash gave Ray,
like,
I almost kind of want to, like, I would love to find out if Kevin and Ray are, like, actual friends. Because I just don't see throughout the history of Kevin Nash him giving this much to a guy that obviously shouldn't be beating him.
Yeah.
And he won. He let him beat him on Nitro to help build Ray up.
Yeah, to build this feud that's been going on.
Because remember, Kevin Nash is the booker at this time. So he's the one that's like making these decisions. So he decided that he wanted to work with Rey Mysterio.
Which is cool. And it was good. And you could tell he wanted to work.
Yeah. I don't have as much of a problem with the hardcore match as you guys do, but
I think that it was kind of interesting to see it, the ECW hardcore match on a WCW show.
WCW sanitized.
Yeah, and I think that this was some of the most animated we've seen Raven in a long time. But I don't know what it would take for this to win me over completely. But there was
probably not to have Hack in it.
Those couple of small things that made me like appreciate it or just like enjoy seeing it in a different light, even though I'm not rushing back to ever watch it again.
I think we all love the tag title match.
Tag title match was fun. As weird as the Jericho Saturn match was, I still enjoy Saturn leaning in
to the weird.
Yeah. The good stuff in the match is good. They're good opponents against each other.
I just wish the finish had been cleaner.
Yeah. And aren't I guess it's a strap match is always 4 corners. Dog collar matches in 4 corners.
No, they're just attached to each other.
Tyre Arn Anderson.
Anytime we see Arn Anderson, it's always I'm always loving it. What do you guys think about the double turn? Because you guys realize that's what happened in the main event, right?
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hogan hasn't hulked up since he's joined the NWO.
Yeah,
he's been a heel.
He also did the ear thing, and people were booing Flair, but I hate Hogan so much that I didn't register with me the way that it should have. But he did the ear thing, and even Tony Schiavone pointed it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
now we have Flair as the top heel.
And the president.
Yeah, and is it going to work?
And Hogan's now the probably the second babyface, because I'd say Goldberg's still the top babyface. He's still getting the bigger cheers.
Goldberg's still fresh in the grand scheme of things. I guess that's what that was. They did it poorly, though.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I mean, I think the match is fine, except for you can't call something a first blood. Well,
You're telling fucking me. I've been holding my tongue about it for 20 minutes now.
We're just going to go to most disappointing.
All right. Yeah, that's what I've been holding my tongue about. Because I was like, I wanted to pop off, and I was like, no, you do that too much. Hold
the storyline, I'm going to tell you where the storyline goes, basically. It's part of Flair's heel turn is that he has Charles Robinson in his pocket.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, Nate.
Which, that's why he didn't stop the match for When There's Blood. And he would start counting pinfalls because... And that's what comes out on like the next Nitro, leads to more storyline.
But it's just not told well in the ring or set
I
up
mean,
well.
because literally once they start bleeding, and it's like, that's not a scratch, bro.
No,
you can't call this a first blood match.
Yeah, Flair could, like scratch his forehead with his fingernail, and there's enough scar tissue up there that it would bleed.
Technically, what should have happened is just take the first blood part of the match away.
Yeah.
And actually had both of them go Crimson Mask.
Yeah.
Like, make them go over the top bleeding. And then Charles Robinson stops the match due to the blood loss. Even though Flair would be Crimson Mask and Hogan would just be... would just be normal bleeding.
Yeah.
That would have been the better way to end this match.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Like, once you started doing the pinfalls, it was just kind of like...
Yeah, we've done this a long time. We'll be able to, from what we do in the ring, get the crowd to understand what's going on. And it's like, no, you're doing too much. Like, I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
To the point where I couldn't even, like, you were like the double turn, and I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, oh, yeah. Hogan in the ear and the leg drop, but it didn't feel that way.
Yeah. I didn't get it until he hulked up, and then I was like, wait, he hasn't done that in 2 years, 3 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Like, everything in this makes sense once you, like, kind of get that.
Yeah, when somebody gives you the cliff notes.
Flair spitting on David, but then it's like, well, David came down and cost him the match last time, so yeah,
there's nothing wrong with
him. Guy.
I mean, like, spitting on your son's extreme, but, like, your son cattle prodding you is pretty extreme.
Yeah.
Anything else disappointing? I mean, obviously, we don't need a black and white match. We don't need the karate match. I mean, those are obviously the two low points on the show.
Yeah.
Actually, even though I liked Nash and Mysterio, I was literally like, why is this the third match on the show? It was such a weird placement for that match.
I think so, too, because it was actually kind of fun and exciting.
I'm like, you would think Nash would put himself closer to the top of the card, but...
He's trying to be a respectable booker.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he had to, like, be back earlier so he could talk Flair off of a ledge or whatever.
So that everybody would see that double turn happen at the end that nobody really caught too well.
Anything else?
I hope the next one resembles Super Brawl more.
I think we all do. How about best performer of the night?
Mikey.
I mean, that is probably the best match of the night.
And I just love him, so I'm biased.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with being biased.
I mean, I love... It's kind of the same way with the DDP Steiner match from last week. Booker T and Steiner, like, worked for me.
It was good. Mm-hmm. It was one of the better matches on the show.
You know, obviously I wish Bagwell would go away because he's the one thing that pulls down those matches.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's obvious that he's cheating. Like, can someone just catch him, please, and get rid of him? And most surprising of the night.
Mikey.
Me, it's Mikey.
Yeah.
That one's Mikey.
Yeah. I couldn't believe he showed up, and I was happy. Happy to have him. How long will we have him?
And I mean, honestly, still... I'll add it. You know, the first match was a surprise, but then the last match was a surprise too, because here I am, almost 30 years later, not realizing that was a double turn.
Yeah.
I guess that would be surprising.
It's truly like a incredible moment of poor storytelling, especially this late into television wrestling.
A few years down the line, when the whole Rock Hogan happens, that one I saw. I saw it as it happened, but this one, or maybe it was just I was at the point of just not giving a fuck anymore. Like, just get this over with already.
Well, also, who knows how true it is, but that one supposedly happened organically. This one was planned, and nobody was ready for it, and the stipulation was a big issue.
I guess when you go
the stipulation is the biggest issue with that match.
Absolutely.
Austin doing it, where it's just picture perfect, and then this.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Turn the lights down, turn the projector on. We're ready to rumble. This week, our film is Sundown. It was released October 31st, 1941 by United Artists. It was directed by Henry Hathaway, who's a one-time Oscar nominee, and written by Charles G. Booth, who won his only nomination, and Barr Lyndon. It stars Gene Tierney, who's a one-time Oscar nominee, Bruce Cabot, and George Sanders, who won his only time he was nominated. The plot of our film is Englishmen fighting Nazis in Africa. Discover an exotic mystery woman living among the natives and enlist her aid in overcoming the Germans.
Little spy movie.
Some trivia for this one. It was nominated for 3 Oscars in black and white cinematography, black and white art decoration, interior decoration, and best score of a dramatic picture.
Yeah, sounds like they had some different categories back then.
They definitely did.
Yep.
And although the setting is supposed to be Kenya and the eastern deserts of Africa, location shooting took place in the Bronson Caverns in Hollywood Hills, the Mojave Desert, and the high desert plains of Shiprock, New Mexico. They definitely didn't go overseas.
Nah. It's 41.
Some reviews and ratings of this film. IMDb gives it a 5.7. On Letterboxd, it was a 3.1. And I found a review from Lisa Marie Bowman. And this is from 2016 on her blog, Through the Shattered Lens, where she says, an odd charm, still not sure what happened in the film. Doesn't so much have a plot as it just has a lot of scenes that kind of tell a story. Unexpectedly dreamlike.
I mean, it sounds like a dream to me based on her previous 2 quotes.
And my review of it is Gene Tierney just lights up the screen anytime she's on it. The film itself is a bit of a slog to begin, but there's a dinner scene that's about halfway through the film. I thought it was a fantastic action-adventure romp. And the wrestler of the film is Woody Strode, who plays a tribal policeman. I assume he was one of the jailers that was in the final act of the movie, but I was not able to confirm other than I know he didn't have any lines. Sometimes these guys are a little hard to find when they're up in makeup and whatnot. But I give this movie a 3.5.
Not that bad.
I actually, it probably would have been higher if the first half hadn't been a little bit of a slog to get through.
It's no stagecoach, but
it definitely is not a stagecoach.
not too bad.
And I'm going to give the wrestler a 2.5 because
You didn't know who he was.
I didn't know who he was, so I couldn't. So since I couldn't find him, I couldn't give him just the average rating.
The plot sounds interesting and potentially full of snafus. That got me interested. I don't know that I'll ever watch it, but the plot seems like, oh, this could be a real fun and or fucked up mess.
If you do want to watch it, if it sounds interesting like it did to Michael, you can find this actually on YouTube or Tubi even.
Nice.
Right now. Next week, Living Dangerously, 1999. That's right, ECW. We haven't been there in a while.
I know, we haven't. And who's there now?
We'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what could be on the card, because we're missing some
Some staples.
absolute staples.
The music from this week's show is the theme from Uncensored, and Flair won our main event. So we play Spach Zarathustra by Strauss. And if you like this episode or any of our other ones, do as Michael says.
5 stars or no stars, guys. We watched Uncensored.
Again.
For the fifth time.
We're
5 time. 5 time. 5 time.
If I'm not mistaken, we'll do it a 6th.
We will do it a 6th time. But make sure you do any of that stuff on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you find your podcasts at. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns...
where are we going now? We're going
New
to Jersey.
Ashbury Park.
Uh-oh.
I think they were probably planning on Bam Bam still being there.
That's what I was wondering. Like, or is he going to be a surprise next week?
He might be.
No, yeah.
Guess we'll find out.
Honestly, very believable.
Give me some Jersey ideas. I still have never been there, and aside from Jersey Mike's, I don't know what else off the top of my head other than stuff that you can eat off of the pier, the shore, whatever. So yeah, give me some ideas. Let me know. And also, what the fuck did you think of this show? You've heard us all over the place with it, so give us your feedback. What was your favorite? What was your least favorite? What was your surprise? Who is the shining star of this one?
Are you a sick enough motherfucker to prefer this over Super Bowl?
Yeah,
State your case.
But you can send any of those things to our email at wrestlinghistoryx@gmail.com or find us on X at WrestlingHistoX. That's Wrestling HISTO X. We'll talk to you next week.
Laters.